War history is full of lessons. But, some survival tactics from World War II were considered so effective that soldiers were explicitly told never to share them. These aren't just old war stories, they are practical strategies that can still inform modern-day survival thinking. If you're serious about understanding history through actionable skills, you'll want to subscribe to Warfield Prepper Chronicles, hit the like button, and leave a comment with your favourite trick after watching. Now, let's dive straight into these 7 methods that could mean the difference between life and death. One of the most critical survival needs during World War II was clean water. Soldiers on the front lines often had no access to modern filtration systems. They developed methods to purify water using materials readily available in their environment. One such technique involved using charcoal, sand, and cloth to create a layered filtration system. Charcoal removes toxins, sand traps debris, and cloth filters smaller particles. Soldiers would pour water through this system multiple times and then boil it over makeshift fires. Modern preppers can replicate this in emergency situations with simple household items or camping gear. This trick was so effective that sharing it could compromise the safety of entire units during wartime operations. Camouflage wasn't just about uniforms. Soldiers learned to disguise themselves using natural surroundings. Mud, leaves, and even charcoal from burned wood could be applied strategically to clothing and equipment to make soldiers nearly invisible from a distance. One rarely mentioned trick was to mimic the shape of the terrain. For example, lying against a log or behind a rock with breaks in your outline made detection extremely difficult. Preppers can adapt this technique for wilderness survival by understanding how light and shadow affect visibility, giving them an edge in situations where concealment matters. Creating warmth or cooking food without revealing your position was a skill soldiers perfected. They developed what was known as a dead fire method, where fires were built under a thin layer of soil or in trenches, with only embers glowing above ground. This minimized smoke and heat signatures while still providing the benefits of a fire. Anyone practicing modern bushcraft or prepping in the wild can use this approach to cook or stay warm without alerting others to their location. World War II soldiers often had to make a single ration last for days. They discovered, that combining staples like canned beans, dried meat, and hardtack with locally sourced plants or even insects could provide the necessary calories without compromising nutrition. For instance, dried nettles were boiled into soups to supplement iron intake, while scavenged berries added vitamins. Learning to stretch rations is invaluable for anyone facing long-term survival scenarios, and, honestly, understanding edible local plants remains a timeless skill. Shelter building in hostile environments was a science. Soldiers developed compact insulated structures using natural materials such as branches, leaves, and snow. One method involved creating a double-layered structure where the inner layer trapped heat, while the outer layer provided camouflage and protection from wind. This design kept soldiers warm even in sub-zero conditions. Preppers today can apply the same principles when camping or in emergency scenarios, using insulation and camouflage to create a secure and energy-efficient shelter. Movement in the battlefield was a calculated art. Soldiers learned that timing their movement between artillery barrages or staying low to the ground reduced the chance of being hit. Crawling diagonally or using zigzag patterns minimized exposure, while knowing how to drop into depressions and use terrain as cover could save lives. This lesson is applicable outside combat as well. Understanding terrain, shadows and exposure is key for anyone looking to move safely through dangerous or uncertain environments. Communication was critical, but visible or audible signals could attract enemy attention. Soldiers developed discreet methods, such as reflective surfaces angled to catch sunlight or tapping codes on walls or pipes to send messages without drawing attention. Modern survivalists can adapt these techniques using mirrors, reflective gear, or subtle sound codes when separated from a group or in emergency scenarios. These silent communication methods could be the difference between rescue and remaining lost. World War II wasn't just a conflict of armies. It was a laboratory for survival innovation. Every one of these 7 methods was tested under extreme conditions, which is why soldiers were ordered to keep them secret. They weren't theoretical. They worked in life-or-death situations. Today, understanding and applying these tactics can give anyone a practical advantage in survival scenarios, wilderness exploration, or historical reenactments. If you found this guide valuable, make sure to subscribe to Warfield Prepper Chronicles for more rare survival insights from history. Share this video with fellow history enthusiasts and survivalists, and leave a comment telling us which trick you're going to try first. Knowledge preserved from the past isn't just fascinating, it's life-saving.